Hello, my name is Shantia Reed, and I am here to do my presentation in ethics and leadership roles and how it presents itself. Ooh, quite the jump. Alrighty, so what is ethics? Ethics is defined as a moral philosophy between the concepts of right and wrong behaviors linked to resource allocation. Ethics presents itself in everyday life in many ways, such as the policies that businesses implement, organizations they choose to align themselves with, and many more. What is ethics and leadership? Ethical leadership is when individuals behave by a set number of principles and common value that are recognized by most of society as the common good. While ethics is essentially a moral code of conduct, there are other terms and practices that people live by, such as value, morals, deontology, conflict of interest, autonomy, and many more. What is ethics and leadership? Ethical leadership often displays good values through their words and actions. And here from this little Venn diagram, you can realize, yeah, even though it's the little oval, they're consider they're like circles because to have a great relationship, you have to have all of these in the workplace. Respectful to others builds trust, rewards moral behavior, and builds community. To be an ethical leader, you do not necessarily have to be in a position of power, but good leaders or good people or people in positions of power. To be good leaders, they need to have all of these. Another example. Ethical leadership is not just reserved for people in power. Anyone can be a leader as long as they show great moral character, which is what I stated before. And even though I did say this, not every single leader has great moral character, as we all know, unfortunately. But some examples of these that we will be discussing today is ethics committee, beneficence, non-maleficence, and distributive justice. The ethics committee are groups of trusted individuals in healthcare institutions that help to give advice about difficult decisions. Ethics committees are not enforced in healthcare areas. They are there for advice, and healthcare professionals do not have to listen, but oftentimes they do so that the difficult decisions will not weigh on them as much mentally. An example of this would be in the case of a Jehovah's Witness church member was in a terrible accident, unconscious and in dire need of a blood transfusion. Because there are no other ways to help that person, an ethics committee would advise the doctor on how to go about treating this patient. This example is regarded as a difficult one because while they may make a split decision to save this person's life, they might wake up upset about the way they went about the treatment. Jehovah's Witnesses often have their own set of morals and ethics they follow, and they have their own belief systems. And by this, as a common knowledge, they do not usually accept blood transfusions. And I have family members that are Jehovah's Witnesses, and they went in depth on why. So if you just so happen to have one of them at the hospital, they would have their own reasons for why they would not accept the blood. But as I said, this one's a difficult one in the case of an emergency. And as I said before, due to the diversity in politics and religion, as well as different lifestyle choices, ethics committees have been on the rise across the globe. Decisions about a person's health is not just limited to life and death, it also indicates whether a treatment might land a person in lifelong debt. It is common knowledge that unexpected medical expenses lands people in lifelong debts in the United States all the time. Beneficence is the act of doing awkward is the act of doing good to others as a sense of moral code. This often presents itself in the healthcare industry, specifically medical treatments, such as when a doctor or anyone in the medical field obviously take their Hippocratic oath, in which they swear in that their main focus as a healthcare personnel is the health of their patients. The Hippocratical oath is the standard moral compass they follow in the healthcare. Beneficence is not just following a rule. Many leaders in the healthcare field, their calling into the healthcare field was always what they were meant to do. Many people who have 6 family members go into these fields because they could not bear standing around unable to really help as their family members suffered. And so to help people, they join the force. Non-maleficence. Non-maleficence is the act of not causing harm to others. Doctors practice this daily by ensuring that their patients are watched closely while on certain medications. An example of this would be refusing to prescribe experimental drugs to patients that have negative effects. Healthcare leaders, are well versed in their aspect of ethics. The main goal of the many healthcare facilities we see daily is to provide a service to help people feel their best or to save their lives. And if you disregard medications having nightmare or negative effects, you run the risk of hurting your patients, something you never want to do. In conclusion, ethics is an umbrella term that encompasses many areas. Everyone follows their own moral code of conduct, which is not a bad thing, and if you do not have a negative consequence of other people. As long as you don't have a negative consequence on other people. Humanity thrives better when everyone feels some general rule or follows some general rule without anyone keeping one in check. It could turn into something chaotic. In every area of life, there is always people who are immoral or just not very good leaders, but it is up to us as a society to keep moving forward and to be the change we hope to see. Thank you.